Obviously, Auburn played exceptional. We did not. We'll give them credit for playing really well. They were ready to play. I felt like we were through the week. I thought we, coming off of the week, had a really good week of practice. But we got dominated today, and we got to go back to work and figure out why.
I guess this is maybe a simple question, but what do you think happened? Because you guys obviously played so well last week, and I mean, what do you think happened?
We couldn't handle the edge on defense. Tried different things out there, but anytime they wanted to get on the edge, couldn't handle the run. We didn't tackle well. Went back to where the protection wasn't any good, giving up 5 sacks. Couldn't run the ball, got stymied running the football. Things that we did pretty well last week, and but I thought we had a really good week of practice and preparation. I felt really good going into the game. They jumped on us with the first drive. Then they held us, and they came back with a punt, but we did the same thing to Florida last week, and they came back, and we never did, and didn't tackle well all game, didn't block well all game, and that's what happened. We haven't been in this situation, but we were in it today, and tried to get out of it. We just never did.
1 of 12 on third downs. I know a lot of third and longs. How significant was that, and what do you think was the issues there?
You hit it. Third and long we were always seemed like we couldn't win first down at all. And third and long was a problem for us. We tried several different things: empty, 6-man protection, rolling out, nakeds, things of that nature, running it, and they were just more physical than us, and really dominated us.
Coach, after they jumped out 21-0, did you feel like the energy just dropped from the players? And
well, it's like a lot of times you'll say getting the momentum back. We just never had it. You know what I mean? It was 7, then the punt, then another 3 and out, then another drive for a touchdown. And, at some point you need somebody to make a play. Then Nudie made the play. And we go out there in 3 downs and get 2 yards and kick a field goal, but they just physically whipped us, in all phases of the game.
Questions like this, I think you know that, but given the way the season is going in this game here, are you concerned about your position as head coach?
I'm not, and let me say why. Because it's never been about me being the head coach. It's been about me and these kids. So, but to answer your question, no, I'm not.
As well in middle of third quarter there. Could you talk about when the decision to go to him at that point, and just how you thought he performed?
Well, we're down 41-3, and KJ's getting the heck beat out of him back there. And so obviously I wanted to look at Jacoby and talk to KJ, and I thought he went in there and played really well. I thought he played like what I thought he would, like how he's been practicing and things of that nature. But the bottom line, it was 7 minutes left in this third quarter. We're down 41-3, and KJ was bloodied up a little bit and things, and I wanted to see what Jacoby could do.
Would you give him a look with the ones in practice this week? You open it up at all, or is it still?
Well, we have given him some looks recently in 2-minute and some things of that nature, but there's not a quarterback controversy in my opinion.
Sideline, was there any players who were defeated out there?
Well, as you would imagine, it was obviously trying to continue to pump up and you know, motivate. We are, some of the kids are, all this. The sideline was about what it was on the field, you know, to be perfectly honest with you. But I didn't feel like we quit or anything. I just didn't feel like we ever started today, you know, and that's all of us.
But today it was the same thing. And can you put your finger on
Yeah.
why out of the blue? Because you tackled well all year.
Yeah, and well, tackling inside, and we didn't particularly do that well either, but tackling out in space is a whole different story than tackling in space. You know what I mean? And so we've kind of gotten exposed the last couple of weeks in space. But it wasn't because we didn't work on it, because we spent both first of Indies tackling, and but we knew that we needed to emphasize what we didn't do well last week against Florida. We need to continue to work on it more, because we weren't very good at tackling today.
Can you put a finger on why this team has not played well at home? I mean, you guys have played better on the road than you have at home. It started with BYU, then of course Mississippi State, and then today it just seemed like, you know, you've been real competitive on the road, but it just seemed like at home you played the worst game. Do you know why?
Yeah, I don't. You know, yeah, we thought about our routine, what we do, things of that nature. You know, we didn't go to the movies, didn't do anything like that. We never do on a 3:00 game, but you know, it's kind of lock us in, get us focused, all those type things. And the week was identical to last week, practice wise. I'll be honest with you, motivation wise, it was a really good week. It really was. So I don't know why, unless Auburn was that much better than us today, you know. I don't think that's the case. I think for whatever reason, we didn't play with it didn't look to me like a lot of energy, and maybe they sucked it out of us fast, you know, but that's not what a good coached or well-coached team does.
Fans, though, I mean, they've stuck with. That was a good
They have.
crowd today to be 3-6, and they came out. And a lot of, I mean, they stayed.
Mhm.
You know, can you talk about the crowd?
Well, you know, I think one of our main goals this week was to perform for them, because they'd been sticking with us and been out there like they did. And so I'm really very happy that they came out and supported us again, and very disappointed that we couldn't do a much better job than what we did.
And you know, we saw him without his helmet, and then he starts the second half. Just how did that kind of
Yeah,
process
I don't
happen?
know. I don't really know how bad he is or anything like that yet, for sure.
Is there anything specific that you can point to, maybe aside from the offensive line, of what changed so much from the offense from, you know, last week against Florida to today?
No, I mean, you know, last week we threw some bubbles that made some plays and maybe kind of took them out of the box a little bit. We didn't play as much men as what we saw today. But other than just getting, you know, whipped. The other thing I think last week was a surprise to them with what we did and the pace that we did it and all that. But you got to get some first downs to play fast pace, and I don't think we had one until somewhere in the second quarter.
Does anything change now that, you know, the bowl game hopes are done, you know, in practice and getting guys on the field? I mean, how does that kind of affect the last
Well,
few
we got
games?
to win. I mean, we're going to play to win, and we got to beat Florida International next week. I mean, so we're going to continue to do what we feel is the best to get us a win. And I think a lot of it will have to do with where are we physically. You know, we had several guys go off today, so I think we'll have to figure out where we are physically. But our job is to give our kids the best chance to win, and so that's what we'll do next week.
From a mental standpoint, how do you get the players to engage and focus down the stretch? Because it is easy when your bowl game's gone to kind of let go.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of importance to win today. That was one of them, to keep that alive, to get to Missouri. Hopefully you could get to Missouri with that opportunity. I think right now we talked to him a little bit afterwards on, we'll kind of see a little bit more of what we're made of, are we going to go fight, and prepare and do these type things this week. I have no doubt that we will. But we've got to get ready for FIU, and I don't think there's any way that we won't be ready for them. I don't think we have a locker room problem, to be honest with you. We got our butt kicked today.
And this was the second time y'all have given up a punt return touchdown this year. There's been several other longer punt returns as well. Just can you figure out what's going on there? Can you put your finger on something there?
Well, we sometimes we'll out kick our coverage a little bit, but if we out kick our coverage and get the ball in the middle of the field, we got problems. And that's a little bit what happened this time and the last time. We can cut it over inside the hash, and we basically take a lot of the field away. And he had a two-way go on us a little bit today on that one.
And then at the end of the half, y'all get the strip sack, and then there was they tacked on a field goal. Just what was the team's mindset at halftime? Did you feel like they were still engaged, or had they let go of the rope a little bit? Just kind of what was the
I
mindset?
thought we were engaged, but we're in trouble now. I mean, we were in trouble. I mean, it's 27-3, and we hadn't done a lot of things, and so a lot of had success either side of any phase of the game, and so we tried to pump them up about competing, and we had the ball first, and all these type things. We tried to do a good job of adjusting our protections, our runs, why we can't handle the edge on defense, and told them, had a game plan of what we were going to try to get done, and trying to give them hope that we're in it with them, that we're trying to help them with what we're doing, and it just didn't work.
You talked about the way Peyton Thorne operated their offense today.
Yeah, it was outstanding. I mean, very good athlete, can throw it. They have kind of changed a little bit lately over the last 2-3 weeks. They're going back to a little more fast paced, hurry up type offense. RPO, using him a lot, and versus the slow down version that they were doing earlier. But he's very valuable to them, very good. Their offensive line they played lights out. They were exceptional. That I'm assuming that's including the tight ends and all that. But he ran the offense really, really well, and threw the ball well, and managed the time well.
Getting back to your all's third down offensive struggles for a minute. How tough is it for Kenny or any play caller, to when you're facing third and long constantly? How tough a challenge is that, trying to come up with something that's going to work?
It's really hard, so you try to concentrate in first and second down, and try to stay out of that long stuff. But then, we had a nice little run and got a holding that took us back to 1st and 20, and I think we ended up, I went for it on that one on 4th down, but it's very, very difficult, and then you're going, okay, who are your playmakers? We got to get on the ball. Who are they? Who are we going to get to? Who can we go to get the ball and get the first down or get open, or who can we count on to protect? There's a lot of things that go into that. And obviously if you're not doing a great job of protection, you don't have as much time to get open. And then you've got to think about moving the pocket and doing some things of that nature. And moving the pocket's good if it's not more than 5 or 6 yards. And once it starts getting a little deeper than that, then, you have a little bit more difficulty of success.
On the other side, Auburn, I think, was 7 or 12 or something like that. How tough was that? Because your defense has been pretty good on third down.
Well, we lost first down all day on defense. I mean, all day. I mean, it seemed like 2nd 3, 2nd 2, 2nd 4 all day, and we couldn't win first down. And they should have pretty good success on third down because they were ahead of the chains. It seemed to me like most all the game.
I think I saw Braxton after his interception, maybe with some ice on his shoulder. Is
Yeah.
he okay? Do you have
I
any
don't
update on
know.
him?
I mean, he wasn't well enough to come back in the game, but we'll have to see on that. No, I don't know. I don't know where he is either, injury wise. I'll know more, obviously, tomorrow.